Welcome all my dear student of TYBC physics class. In previous lecture, we have seen about arrays, definition of arrays, then defining arrays, after then initialization of array, and all about the one-dimensional array. Now, in this lecture, we are going to see two-dimensional array. So, before start this point, two-dimensional array, we have to see what is the use of two-dimensional array. The most common use of two-dimensional array is computer display, board game, and a mathematical operation, mathematical matrix, etc. So, two-dimensional arrays belongs to multi-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array belongs to multi-dimensional array. So, multi-dimensional array of any dimension are possible in C programming. What I say? Multi-dimensional arrays of any dimension are possible in C programming, but in practice only two or three dimensional arrays are workable. What I say? In C programming, multi-dimensional arrays of any dimension are possible, but in actual practice only two or three dimensional arrays are workable. And I already told you that the most common multi-dimensional array is a two-dimensional array. For example, screen of computer, there are two dimensions, along x-axis, along y-axis, or along rows and along column. If we want to state the coordinate on the screen, then we have to consider rows and column. So, there are two dimensions. Or another example of two-dimensional arrays is a board game, and in mathematics or in physics, a mathematical matrix is the example of two-dimensional array. Because in C programming, in laboratories, we have to prepare the program for multiplication of matrix, and in laboratories when we prepare a program for two-dimensional or three-dimensional mathematical matrix, that is in order to perform the multiplication of matrix, we are going to consider two-dimensional matrix or three-dimensional matrix. In two-dimensional matrix or in 2 by 2 matrix, there are two rows and two columns, and in 3 by 3 matrix, there are 3 rows and there are 3 columns. These are the columns and these are the rows. So, in order to perform the mathematical operation, that is multiplication or addition of matrix, we have to use multidimensional array, and in multidimensional array there is a common example or common array is two-dimensional array. Okay. Now, what is the syntax of this two-dimensional array? See here. In order to write the statement or in order to write the command in program, we have to give the name, then before that type, type of array, name of the array, and in name there are rows in first square bracket and columns in second square bracket. This is the way how to write the statement of two-dimensional array in a regular program. So this is called a syntax, and in syntax this is the type. Type means type of array. Is the array or integer or whatever. So this is the type of array, this is the name of array, and in array there are two things. In first bracket, square bracket, there is a row, and in second bracket there is a column. Now for example, two-dimensional array of dimension 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means there are 2 rows and 3 columns. And how we write this statement in programs here? Integer is the type of array, then determinant is the name of the array, and 2 in first square bracket is row, and 3 in second square bracket is column, and never forget to terminate it. So this is the example. When we write this, then what will happen in program? There are 2 rows, row 1 and row 2. So here determinant in square bracket 0 column, first column, first row. Remember that. It is always start from 0. Then here in second cell, name of the matrix, determinant 0 row, first column. 0 row, first column. And here determinant 0 row and third column. In this way first row is completed. Now in second row, determinant first row, sorry, this is the first row and this is second row, but remember that it always begins from 0, and this is first column, that is 1 0. In second cell, determinant first row, or sorry, this is second row and second column, and here determinant of first and 2. This is the first row, first column. This is first row, second column. This is first row, third column. Now this cell represents second row, first column, second row, second column, and second row, third column. Here a two-dimensional array is actually an array of 2 arrays. What I say here, a two-dimensional array is actually an array of 2 arrays, and in this case an array of 2 integer, that means 2 and 3, these are the 2 integer arrays. This is the row and these are the column, each with 3 elements. There are 3 elements, and these elements are stored in memory location in row wise way, or it is stored, these arrays are stored in row wise in memory location. The value of two-dimensional array can be assigned like this. See here how this value can be assigned. So integer value, first is suppose 3, and there are 3 rows and there are 4 columns. So first 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, and this is the body. This is the body of this statement. In this way, we can assign the values. And in order to solve this, the for loop or do while loop can be used to fill the values in two-dimensional arrays with numbers. Now we are going to see the example or a small program for understand this two-dimensional array. Now in this program, consider 1 to 6 and to print it out in row wise way. So see here the program for two-dimensional array as usual has include stdio.h. This statement is for include the standard input output header file which is in the C library, and through this statement this file stdio. That means standard input output file, and this is header file, and this is always exist in C library, and this statement bring this file from C library and put on the current path. Now main function actually programs begins from here. Okay. Now here we have to declare or define integer. We have declared I, j, determinant, and determinant for 2 rows and 3 columns. Determinant. That means this statement, with the help of this statement, we can declare the variables which are of integer type. There are 2 variables I and j, and this is the determinant. Okay. Now for loop. Through this for loop, we entered 2 rows. That means for this purpose I is equal to 0. Before filling the values, it should be initialized. For this purpose I0, this is the initialization statement. Then compare I is less than or equal to 2, okay, or simply I is less than 2. This is the for comparison, and I plus plus. Okay. Okay. This is the statement for first rows. There are 2 rows. That means every time it executes for 3 times, for 3 columns. First column, second column, 3 column. Okay, and every time it begins from 0. Okay. Now second for loop, j is equal to 0 for column, enter the value or fill the value, and here j, there are 3 columns. So executing 3 times, and j plus plus. Okay. Then determinant is nothing but 2 rows and 3 columns, which is nothing but for every values of I, the statement execute 3 times plus j, and again increase it. Okay. Then after this for loop, again there is a for loop. These for loops are for entering the values according to rows and columns, and this for loop for print the value, that is again I is equal to 0. Before printing it should be initialized. Then next, I is less than or equal to, there are 2 rows, and hence condition is I is less than or equal to I is less than 2. Okay. Then I plus plus. Remember that these statement, these 2 for loops are used to fill the value in the determinant or in matrix. Now this statement this for? Again, here, again there is a for loop j is equal to 0. This is for initialization, j is less than 3 and j plus plus. These two statements are for print two-dimensional array. Then print the result, that is printf percentage d. Why d? Because the determinants or rows and columns are integer type. And again here, what we have to print? Determinant of 2, 3. That means 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay. And every result should be on the new line. So printf new line operator. Okay. And this is for this for loop, and again there is this brass eye is for this, because this is the body of this for loop, and this from this statement to this statement, this is the body of main loop. Okay. In this way we can initialize, or what I say, we can consider 1 to 6 numbers and to print it in row wise. Okay. Now when we define the array, two-dimensional array, when we initialize the array, at that time, at every time, array should be passed to a function. Or what I say, there is one more point that should be considered, or that should be discussed in this lecture. So that point is nothing but passing array element to a function. Passing array element to a function. When array element, we use when array element, an array element can be passed to a function. When we use the array, at that time array element can be passed to a function. And this is done by two ways. This is done by two ways, means array element can be passed to a function by calling the function. When we are going to use the function, at that time we should call the function. And the calling the function is done by two ways. First way is by value, and another way by reference. That means what? Array element can be passed to a function by calling the function either by value or either by reference. So next point, passing array to a function, array element to a function. This is the important point for our discussion. Again I am going to repeat, because this is very important. Array element can be passed to a function by calling the function either by value or either by reference. So in call by value, this is the first way, and there is another way, call by a reference. That means we can pass array element to a function by calling either value or call by reference. So here in first way, that is in call by value, we pass element, or simply value of element by value. We pass value of array element to the function. See once again, an array element can be passed to a function by calling the function either by value or either by reference. In call by value, we pass the value of array element to a function. Pass value of array element. And in call by value, we pass what? Instead of value, we pass address of array element to the function. Are you got it? Okay. Now we are going to see the demonstration for this call by value and demonstration for call by reference. In demonstration of call by values, see a little program, a small program has include stdio.h main, then in the body of main, first we are going to declare integer I. We are going to declare only one integer, and this integer is array type. That means this is the integer marks. This is the size. I already told you in one dimensional array. This is the type of array, and this is the name of array, and this is the size. There are different types of array elements, so it is not necessary to mention the size of array in square bracket. So 50, there are 5 elements, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. These are okay. Now for calling the function, we are going to write for I is equal to 0. I is, there are 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. So comparisons contain, in condition there are 4. Again I plus plus every time or every iteration, after every iteration value of I should be increased by 1, and this is the function display. This is the user defined function. This is the main function. Okay. This is user defined function, and user defined function display marks and size. What is marks? Okay. This is the user defined function, and this function should be called. So function, due to this statement or by using statement, we call function call. This is for function call. Note that this is a comment, and this comment tells us that this function is for call. Okay, and this is the body of this main function. Now when we call this function for specific purpose, then after it should be called. So display, this is the user defined function which is called here, and when we call the function from memory, it is called. So function integer yum. Again there is a body for this print. I meant what? By using this function, when this function is called, what happens? Through this statement we can display the result on the screen. That means result is nothing but percentage d and okay. In this way, it is not necessary to give the brasa here, because this is the body of this called function, and when we call the function, then at that time we should call the function in the main program or in the body of main program, and this is the body of user defined function. Remember that this function is already exist in C program, and this is the function created by the user. So when this program is run, the output of this program will nothing but, the output of this program is nothing but 50, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is the output on the same line. Okay. Here, remember that here we passing an individual array, that's means 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. Here we passing an individual array element at a time, simultaneously, at once. We passing an individual array element at a time to a function display. This is the function display. This is user defined function. And in this program, we passing an individual array element at a time to the function display and getting it printed in the function display. Getting it printed in the function display. Okay. This is the demonstration of call by value. Now, we are going to see the demonstration for call by reference. There is a minute difference. Again, integer I, okay, then integer marks 50, again same value 10. We are going to consider again the same values. Okay. Now again for filling the value for I is equal to 0 initialization, then condition I is less than 4, and then increment. Okay. And display. But here this is the difference. This ampersand, that is an array operator, is not used in call by value because this is used for address, ampersand. This is an array operator called address operator, and hence here we have to use this before the name of the array marks. Okay. This is the function call. We call the function through this statement. Function call. So it is called function call. We call the function through this statement. Okay. And then body of main program is completed. But when we create, or when user is creating the function, that should be called, and that is nothing but display. Again same integer star n, then printf percentage d n. Okay, see here, this is the difference here and here. This is not used in call by value because we directly give the values, but instead of values, here we are going to discuss about the demonstration of call by reference. When we are going to use the second way, that is call by reference, at that time we have to give the address of memory location. So when this program is executed, again this output of the program is similar, that is 50, 10, 20, 30 and 40. This is the output of the program. Output of the both the ways, that is by call by value and call by reference, is same. But in call by values we use the value of individual array element to a function at a time, and here instead of given value, instead of passing the value, here we passing the address of individual array element at a time to function display. Here variable in which this address is collected in n, and this is declared as a point variable. So asterisks are very important. This asterisk used for the purpose of pointer, which is our next topic, pointer. So what is pointers? Just like array, there is a pointers in C. So what is pointer? We know that suppose there are 5 to 10 students in a classroom seated on the bench, and if you want to call them, they might directly give the address or give the value. Suppose roll number 1 or the students sitting on the first row, first bench, I can call that student by like this: bench number 1, row number 1, bench number 1, row number 2, bench number 3, row number 5, bench number 6, just like that. But if instead of this there are 200 students or 100 students, then at that time this becomes difficult. At that point, what I have to use? I have to use the point. You did the practical in biology. Suppose you are observing a TS of stem of maize by using microscope, and if you have to point out the zygote or whatever, nucleus, suppose nucleus, you have to point out the nucleus, then there is a adjustment in eyepiece. You can make the indication by using a pointer. Okay. So a pointer is a variable. Again, pointer is a variable. Just we see arrays are the group of similar type of variables. So pointer is a variable that represents the location, rather than value of the data item.